Hello and welcome back to Presenter Media. My name is Kara. Today I'm going to briefly show you how to do a couple things with our crossword toolkit. Specifically, how to move the letter cells so they're no longer off the template, how to copy and paste pieces of information and limitations of that, and how to make it so you have clues come in so people do not automatically see the crossword in its entirety. I'm going to go ahead and be working on one of our smaller toolkits for this. I will just quickly deviate though and show you how to move the slides. In the background here we have the white 15 by 15 section. I'm going to move all of these tiles by clicking and dragging on the slide, and then simply using my keyboard I'm going to hit the arrow key over to the right about 5 times and then to the upward direction 5 times. And if you notice then when we play this slideshow, we're going to actually just see the images that we have on the screen, so we don't have to worry about not seeing them where they're supposed to show up. So you can now see where all of those tiles are. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and be working with our 5 by 5 section. This will just make it a little bit easier to manage for us. How to add additional text to the tiles. If you're looking at doing something where you're copying and pasting an existing crossword, you're not able to do that with the tiles. This is because they are all individual PowerPoint shapes. That means that as individual shapes you can put text into them, but the text will only apply to that one particular shape. It's not going to apply to all of the shapes that would be going in progressive order. So in this case I'm just going to number the shapes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's just go A, B, and then D, E. So we now have 5 down and 5 across. I'm going to delete the unneeded tabs, or the unneeded tiles. And now if we want to make it so you don't see the tile all the time, we're going to go ahead and duplicate one tile, get rid of the text in it, and take a look at its fill color. The fill color is set to white. We're going to change its 3D effects by getting rid of the 3D depth that has been applied to it. Notice how that 3D depth is all going away. We're getting rid of the bevel on top, the reflection, and any shadow that may be in place. We now have a simple white square. We are going to move this square on top of the numbers, and we are going to set it to disappear on the click of a specific item. So I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit because we don't actually need it the same size as the full slide or the full tile. Just big enough to cover up that number. And then paste that on each of the pre-existing slides. Obviously you can see where we have the reflection showing up beneath here, so we don't necessarily need that. We can get rid of the reflection if we need to. To get rid of the reflection, all you have to do is open up the formatting for these shapes and deselect the option for the reflection. So I'll go ahead and do that with these 5 shapes here. Alright, now we have no more reflection. If you notice, the color changes slightly as you go from shape to shape with that white. That's because we do have a 3D effect applied to it. You may need to go back and manually change the shading color just slightly to be able to make it match up a little bit better. What you can do is, once you have all of the shading put into place, you can actually go in and apply an animation effect to these. So if you have a tip that you want someone to have to click on, we'll say click for 5 letters. I'm going to go ahead and get into my selection pane and rename this guy here 5 letters so it makes my life easier. And now for these objects we're going to use these first 5. We're going to add an animation, and we're going to have that animation be a fade out effect, and it's going to happen on the click of the 5 letters text box. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the slide transition and play that slideshow. So now if we click, you don't see anything happen, but if we click where it says click for 5 letters, those 5 letters come into place. I hope this tutorial was able to help you out a little bit. If you have any other questions, you can call us or email us at support@presentermedia.com.